और सीधा हम आपको अब इज़राइल ले चलते हैं, इज़राइल के यरूशलेम ले चलते हैं, जहां पर साझा प्रेस वार्ता भारत और इज़राइल के बीच, दोनों प्रधानमंत्रियों के बीच आपसी बातचीत के बाद, विपक्षीय और प्रतिनिधिमंडल स्तर की बातचीत के बाद ये साझा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। सीधे दृश्य आप यरूशलेम से देख रहे हैं, जहां पर साझा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस दोनों देशों की अभी होने वाली है कुछ ही देर में।
This fund will provide for $40 million for R&D projects over a period of 5 years for technological innovation. The next three documents relate to the issue of space. The first is a memorandum of understanding between the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO and the Israel Space Agency for cooperation in electric propulsion for small satellites. The second is a memorandum of understanding between ISRO and the Israel Space Agency for cooperation in GEO-LEO links. And the third is the plan of cooperation between ISRO and the Israel Space Agency for cooperation in atomic clocks. I should add that the space field, the sphere of space has been identified, as we've heard over the last 2 days by the two prime ministers, as being one of the cutting edge spheres in which our two countries will make every effort to cooperate together. The signing or the exchange of these three documents is the first step in a much larger and wider ranging space technology cooperation, of which we are very proud. The next agreement to be exchanged will be the India-Israel Development Cooperation 3-year work program in agriculture between the Indian Ministry of Agriculture and Mashav, the Israel Center for International Cooperation of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This, of course, is an enhancement of our success story in setting up centers of excellence throughout India, and we will encompass many more Indian states and newer cutting-edge technologies throughout them. We're very happy with this cooperation, of course. The next MOU is between UP Jal Nigam government of Uttar Pradesh of the Republic of India and the Ministry of National Infrastructure, Energy and Water Resources of the State of Israel on state water utility reform in India. This is an agreement or a memorandum of understanding which will share Israeli experience in water management in specific cities within Uttar Pradesh, which will serve as a model for other states throughout India. I would now ask, if possible, that the two ambassadors leave the stage, and in their place I would like to invite the two Director Generals of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of India and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Israel, Foreign Secretary Subramanian Jaishankar and the Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Yuval Rotem for the next two documents. The first is a memorandum of understanding between the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation of India and the Ministry of National Infrastructure, Energy and Water Resources of Israel on a national campaign on water conservation in India. This is a public awareness. This is a public awareness document or agreement which will share Israeli experience in water conservation as a permanent campaign throughout India, of which we've spoken so much about, the two prime ministers have spoken so much about over the past few days. And the last document, but in many respects the most overarching and comprehensive one of all, is the the joint statement, Israel-India joint statement that focuses on the entire discussions of the two prime ministers over the days and the entire spectrum governing Israeli-Indian relations, governing Indian-Israeli relationship. I should add that this document will be distributed to the media immediately after this, And it's overarching and comprehensive in how it lays for all of us a roadmap of where we will be moving and where we should be moving in this wonderful relationship we have between Israel and India. What I would like now to ask, please, if you could leave the stage, Director Generals and Ambassadors, and to ask the two Honourable Prime Ministers if they could, we will now move to the press statements given by them on the podium. Thank you very much indeed.
What a great day. The first day of a historic journey. Your visit, my friend Prime Minister Modi, to Israel. You are making history. We're making history together. This is a deeply moving moment for me, both in personal but also in national and international terms. Personal, well, I can tell you, I told this to Prime Minister Modi yesterday that almost 30 years ago I went on a date in Tel Aviv in an Indian restaurant and produced two fine children. The food was great. So yesterday I asked Rina Pushkarna, who was the owner of that restaurant, to prepare this dinner for this date, and it was equally good. We also had a very moving Israeli singer of Indian origin. She sang a song hauntingly beautiful in Hindu, but also she sang a Hebrew song which Israelis here are familiar with. It's called Ani V'ata Neshane et Ha'olam. You and I will change the world. I have a feeling that today India and Israel are changing our world and maybe changing parts of the world, because this is a cooperation, it's a marriage really made in heaven, but we're implementing it here on earth. We discussed in our meetings yesterday and today, just now, with several of our ministers and your delegation, we spoke about so many fields where we think we can make a big difference. Big difference in water, in agriculture, in health, in every field, in so many fields, in the fields of that affect the lives of our people, their well-being, their employment possibilities, the longevity of their lives, and how they live it. So we have decided, because Prime Minister Modi and I are, I think, not only wedded to visions, but we like to have our feet connected. We try to look to the distance, but have our feet firmly planted on the ground. We have empowered our staffs to bring us concrete plans in these diverse areas by the 1st of January. So this is very practical. We're going to seek to bring to fruition these various areas which can truly revolutionize our relationship, but also the lives of many, many millions of people. Both in India, it's many hundreds of millions of people, but we're talking about beyond that even. We're talking about also cooperation in third countries and actually working together to better the future of the people of Africa. India is present there, Israel is present and coming into Africa, and we think that by joining forces in various areas that I just discussed and others, we can help the people of Africa as well. So this is very, very exciting, and it tells you how we're seizing the future. We also recognize that we are being challenged. We're being challenged by the forces of terror, the forces of terror that seeks to undermine our world, our countries, the peace and stability of our common civilization. And we have agreed to cooperate in this area as well. I have to say that from this meeting, we shall be meeting young Moshe Holtzman, who was a survivor of the horrible terrorist attack in Mumbai. And I thank you, Prime Minister, for making this important gesture. But this is an expression of our commitment to fight the bad and work for the good. And I think this is what marks this visit. It's a partnership to seek the good. to defend the good, to achieve the good. And this is a good day. Welcome, my friend, Prime Minister and Narendra.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, members of the media, thank you, Excellency, for your warm words of welcome and for the exceptional generosity with your time and friendship. I will truly cherish the most wonderful dinner that you and Mrs. Netanyahu hosted for me yesterday. Our conversation last night, meeting Mrs. Netanyahu, learning about your family, especially what you told me about your father, has taken my experience of a beautiful country to a whole new level. India admires the success of your people in overcoming adversity to advance, innovate and flourish against all odds. Friends, I'm honored to be in Israel on this extraordinary visit. In our modern journey, our paths have been different, but our belief in democratic values and economic progress has been a shared pursuit. This visit is an occasion to rejuvenate the bonds of our friendship, to compose a new chapter in our ties, and to jointly venture toward new horizons of engagement. Prime Minister Netanyahu and I have had productive discussions covering an extensive menu of issues, not just on areas of bilateral opportunities, but also how our cooperation can help the cause of global peace and stability. Our goal is to build a relationship that reflects our shared priorities and draws on enduring bonds between our peoples. Friends, Israel is among the leading nations in the field of innovation, water, and agricultural technology. These are also among my priority areas in India's development. We agreed that efficiency of water and resources use, water conservation and its purification, productivity increase in agriculture are key areas in deepening our bilateral cooperation. We are of one view that together our scientists and researchers would develop, build, and implement mutually beneficial solutions in the field. Our decision to establish a bilateral technology innovation fund worth $40 million for research in industrial development will help us in achieving this goal. We regard thriving two-way trade and investment flows as the bedrock of a strong partnership. Prime Minister Netanyahu and I agreed on the need to do more in this direction. Businesses on both sides should take primary lead in such efforts. This would also be our message to the CEO Forum tomorrow. Friends, India and Israel live in complex geographies. We are aware of strategic threats to regional peace and stability. India has suffered first-hand the violence and hatred spread by terror. So as Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu and I agreed to do much more together to protect our strategic interests and also cooperate to combat growing radicalization and terrorism, including in cyberspace. We also discussed the situation in West Asia and the wider region. It is India's hope that peace, dialogue and restraint will prevail. Friends, our people hold natural affinity and warmth for each other. The Indian origin Jewish community reminds us of these bonds. It also serves as a bridge to a shared future. In recent years, we have been receiving a large number of Israeli tourists in India. At the same time, more and more Indian students are choosing to pursue advanced academics and research in your best universities. I am confident that the strength of these links, old and new, will hold us in good stead as we forge a partnership for the 21st century. Friends, around 150 kilometers from here, there is a slice of history in the city of Haifa in Israel. That is very dear to my country. This is the final resting place for 44 of the Indian soldiers who sacrificed their lives during World War I in liberate the city, that city. Tomorrow, I will travel to Haifa to pay homage to our brave Indian soldiers. Excellency Netanyahu, it has been a productive and memorable 24 hours in Israel. I am sure the rest of my stay would be equally exciting. Let me also take this chance to invite you and Mrs. Netanyahu and your family to visit India. I again thank you for your warm welcome and hospitality. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shalom.
Thank you, and I accept.